Okay, so hi, how are you?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
How's your tour been so far?
Pardon?
How's your tour been so far?
I'm not sorry, you're sorry.
This is your tour.
It's not?
No. Is it my tour?
It's your tour.
Okay.
I'm very sure this is the Combichrist tour. Alright, so it's the last day. How does this tour compare to the last tour in Lyness? What did you change?
Well, we changed up the set a little bit. You know, we did a little different thing. We had Trevor wasn't with us this time around. And we had Sean, one of our original keyboard players. We had him back with me on stage. So we kind of did a new mix-up, playing the old song first, and like just Sean and I on stage, like they used to be in the back in the days. You know, and then as the songs progressed, we brought in newer members on stage. And, so it was very different for us to do this compared to other things we've done the last few years, and it was refreshing, and it was really cool because it felt like it maintained the energy the whole show, and I think the crowd really appreciated us playing a lot of the old stuff too. So it's been great, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So if you could pick one band to tour with, who would it be?
Like any band ever?
Yeah, if you could, past or present, dead, split up, whatever, who would you tour with?
Can I choose more people than one? Like, could I make a band? My own band?
Oh, you can do,
Johnny Cash,
super bands?
Johnny Cash, David Bowie, Tom Waits,
Okay.
Eddie Bond. You know?
Alright.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What bands would you tour with in the future?
In the future? Well, that I don't know. Maybe some other band comes along in the future that are better. You know, we always love touring with the bands we've been touring with a lot because it's you're very tight, and it's kind of like a brotherhood, and everybody becomes really good friends and family. So like Rammstein, we got really close, and Aesthetic Perfection in the past, Black Light Burns. A lot of these bands that we toured a lot with and got really close to.
Okay. What is your favourite song to play live?
The audience's favorite song. That's always my favorite song to play live because it's always interactive, and so when you play that specific town's favorite song, you can feel it, and it's always my favorite song to play, no matter how many times I play the song.
Okay. When you weren't touring, who would you go to see if you were just back home?
I usually go to more of a rockabilly type bands.
Okay.
I prefer to go and see stuff that's completely different than what I do.
Okay.
Just
right.
After doing this for so long, it's refreshing when you go and see another band that do something completely different.
Okay. Do you go to meet fans after the shows?
We started doing the meet and greet before the shows, the VFIM things, and one of the reasons were we just didn't have time to do anything after the shows anymore. We used to have time to go out after the show, go to the pubs or the after parties or whatever, hang out with fans, and then we got so busy. So you're done with the show, you're packing down, and you get out, and it's just so much stress because we have such a tight schedule. So we started doing the VFIM thing before the shows, just so we can kind of have that connection to the fans still, but like a little controlled circumstance,
right,
and not so drunken circumstance. So and it works out great. We got we became friends with a lot of these people who comes back out when we're doing this, and it allowed us to stay very much in touch with the fans even more than before, without feeling you missed out after the show.
Okay. So where do you get your energy from your shows?
The audience.
The audience?
Yeah, the audience, and obviously the music. But I mean, you only get so much from the music, and then if the crowd stands still, you only get it from the music, and it kind of stops. But then the audience is good. You push it on another level. It's just like it's like I said earlier, it's like an interactive experience. You feed on the audience, and the audience feed on you, and it's going to build up.
How hard is it to do that? So if you're playing like a bigger show, because I've seen that you played quite large, almost arena stadiums, but then you're playing places like the Brighton Concorde, which is much smaller. So how do you connect? What's the different?
It's completely different feel. So you can't really compare any of these things. Like, I mean, you play an arena with 20,000 people. It's a sea of people.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing, and it gives you that energy.
Yeah.
But when you play in a smaller club, you're straight in the face with the crowd. You can see everybody's expressions clearly. You feel them. You know, sometimes smell them. You know, like but it's just something with it. It's just very intimate, and it gives it a completely different feel, and it's just as great as the bigger shows, if not better.
Yeah.
And it's at least more fun, you know, like because it's so much more energy.
Yeah. Do you find it easier to connect to?
Yeah.
Fans.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the fans too. I mean, but most of the time it's very easy to connect. Like, there's a reason why people are there in the first place. It's because they're there for the music and the show, and so you already have that in common, and then you kind of just feed on that.
Okay. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Except for when we're drinking.
Anything?
No, we don't always drink. You don't have to drink. No, I mean it's just you know, we usually set off a couple of hours to get ready every day, and you know, going through the playlists of music to kind of, like, we probably had the same playlist of music for the last 5 years, 6 years. So when you put on that playlist on your iPod, it's like, you know, you're about to get ready. It's like you hear that song and you go, all right, time to get ready, and you just kind of get ready. That's basically our ritual, yeah.
Okay, so what songs would that be? Would it be like, what would be your artist that would get you sort of like pumped up and ready for the show?
I usually play Turbo Negro.
Okay.
Before we go on.
Okay. Okay. Do you plan to release any more music like What the Fuck Is Wrong With You?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like every album is, whenever I do a new album, it's really what I feel like doing as I'm doing the album. And right now I'm not writing, so I can't answer that. Like, I don't know exactly what the next album will sound like, you know. Like, as soon as I sit down, I will know. But as soon as I sit down and start writing, I will know. But it have to be right at that right moment when you start writing.
Yeah. So you've never thought about sort of like going back and sort of like revisiting a different sound or...
I never felt we really went away from the sound. It's like, obviously it's a huge difference from the first to the most previous album, but I never felt that I did something new. I felt like I did something maybe fresh and something different.
Yeah.
But I felt always the spirit was always there, like the same spirit, and the reason why I did it. So for me, revisiting things, it's kind of like taking old ideas and trying to reuse them, but I rather keep it fresh and do new things. Because I think that's what Combichrist is about. It's always about doing something different, well, not necessarily different, but just continue and just make music that is right. So never look back.
Are there any plans to release another Icon of Queer album?
Yes.
Yes?
I said it 100 times that it never will happen.
But you changed your mind.
But I changed my mind. We changed our mind. Like, you know, Combichrist is just me writing the music. I can Coil, it's 3 of us. So all 3 of us, we were so busy and we didn't really stay in touch. It was, you know, but we did Australian tour for shit and giggles, basically. And we just had so much fun. It was like, we need to make another album. We need to write another album. We had so much fun together. It just clicked after so many years. So we do have plans. We are working on the single right now. obviously hard to finish everything we were supposed to finish it since I'm touring so much, but we're getting there, and it will be out someday. I don't know when, but it will be out someday.